Alright guys, this might be a little bit different from usual, but it is still something that kind of needs to get done. You will notice that this place is a little barren of sulfur and explosives. And, well, we kind of need both of those to make the rockets that we planned on making in this episode. And the reason for that is because we do not have a way of breaking down petroleum gas like you do in vanilla. Well, to get sulfur. You don't use petroleum gas to get sulfur. If we go look in here, the only sulfur recipe is the sour gas recipe. But there is no recipe for making sour gas. You either get your sour gas pumped up like we are, and you also get it as a byproduct from heavy oil processing and light oil processing. The problem being that if you build up on the petroleum gas that you get from both of these processes, well, then you're just kind of SOL on getting more sour gas until you get rid of that petroleum gas. And as you can see, we are completely jacked up full. We have very little light oil. We have basically no heavy oil. And this is backed up all the way back here. I did go ahead and put 3 more of these in to try to burn off like that. And we're going to go ahead and start on graphite real quick. So let me do that. So that's kind of what we're going to be working on today, is how can we get more sour gas to make more sulfur for more explosives. And, well, the first thing I looked at is, well, how much sour gas do we have? And as you can see, our yield is down to 24%. We were well over 100 when we started that. So we have pretty much sucked that place dry. Now, luckily, it's almost full, so this train will be coming back shortly. But it's not going to keep us in sour gas. And the next thing is, well, let's look around the map and see what we have for other wells. Maybe we can find some more. So I look here, we got polluted steam. Here we got polluted steam. There we have polluted steam. Not seeing much more open on the map at the moment. There goes our sour gas train. Okay, we do have another sour gas down here, but that's only one well. And it's only 100% yield, so that's not going to be a lot. So I think what we're going to try to do is I'm going to try to shut off our power through steam engines if we have a good amount of petroleum gas. That way we will use the petroleum gas rather than using the coal coke from the steam engines. Now, normally I would use an accumulator for something like this, but we don't have an accumulator to do so. So first thing I want to do is figure out why I have damage over here. Let's get this fixed. I didn't even know that that had happened. Now, why do they ever leave to go? I don't understand these bots sometimes. Anyways, what I'm thinking here, we have all of this, which is for burning off natural gas. And most of them never get to run. So I'm going to go ahead and break these back. Because you can see they're running, but they're not really running often. And what I'm going to do, I think, first off, is I'm going to make a one-way valve. And I'm going to take the one-way valve and I'm going to put it here. And is that what I want to do? No, actually I don't think that's what I want to do. Let's take that back out. I want to put a pump in there is what I want. And then we're going to, well, first off, we're going to use these nice new power poles. Well, no, actually that's, yeah, let's go ahead and take all these out of here. And use our nice new ones here. Because they will do a bigger area. So we can just go there. Like that. And then if I need to put more up there, I can do so. And what I'm thinking is we can set this pump, connect this down to where the petroleum is, which, where is our petroleum coming in here? Right here. And you know what? Let's actually take this out a second. I'm rethinking this. Now, what is this pipe? This pipe goes nowhere. So we can get rid of that. Alright, graphite is done, which doesn't unlock us anything new. So I'm guessing we're going to need silicon. So let's start that. And see, what I actually want is to put a pump in here. Yeah, let's do that. Because what I can do is I can put this here. And then I can change this over to a short one. And then we can do this. Connect that up to there. And then get a short one to go there. And now that will empty all of this into that up there that was in this pipe, which I want it to do because I want to get rid of this hodgepodge here and move them up there because I need room for more of these, and I can put them over there once I get this out of here. So that'll be good there. And then I want to connect this up to this tank. So we're going to use a red one, and we're going to go across like that and down to here. And then we're going to tell them that the petroleum gas, if it is greater than we're going to say 20K, that will enable it. And right now we're above 20K, so it's enabled. This pipe is now empty, so that means I can go ahead and take that out without any issues. I can take this out, so now I can go ahead and take this one over here, because we do need to get petroleum over here for loading our tank with fuel. So now I just got to wait for those to get empty. This is going to be an issue for loading that train, though, and I've got a way I think I can get around that, which is we can tap off of the petroleum up here, because this is where it runs to our main. So yeah, let's actually do that instead. Let's take this out of here, and we're going to tap it right off at the source, basically. Okay, these are done running, so I can take that out. And then we can run this over. Let's take that up as high as we can get it for the moment. Okay, so from there to there. And then we'll just do this. And just in case I need to walk through, we'll put a little one. Alright, so that'll take care of that. Now I can go ahead and pull all of these out, because none of them are doing anything anymore. And we can pull all these power out of here. So none of those are doing anything. We should not need that. And we can now hook up a power line to this. That'll send our power through here. And now I can just continue this up as long as I want, basically. Where is my tree one? Those guys tear that out of there. And we're just going to continue that right up like that. And then there we go. Now that should give us a nice way of burning that off. I may end up taking some of these out of here because they're just literally burn-offs at this point. Okay, so you see now that is off because we are now below 20K because it had to fill all of them. So that means that this is now able to run nice and quick. And if I could put that there, but it's going to be in the way of that pipe. So I think I'm going to go ahead and just put this over here. What is this pipe for? Okay, we can't get in the way of that pipe. I really need a better place to do this. I did not leave myself enough room for this. How is that doing on... It's doing okay. Let's go ahead and... See, this is part of my issue. All of these military sciences that I have backed up forever. Okay, silicon is done, which is now giving us electronics 2. I'm going to go ahead and do the silicon carbide brick next. Because I don't feel we need reinforced steel walls at the moment. Advanced motor, I probably do. That's going to give us gyroscopes. That might actually give us our other bots. So I think I'll do that after this one. But let's go down over here. And my next idea was that I would cut the coal coke going into this area off. The problem being we're running at about 60 right now, which 40 of it is coming from our steam engines and 20 of it is coming from these. Now, we have 56 of them, but some of that is ethanol, some of that is those natural gas, so I'm not 100% sure we can handle it if we cut them off. And this is where I really need the accumulators, which I'm not 100% sure where they're down here. So we got to get all of this before we're even going to get accumulators. Because I don't know of another way to check the power grid. If somebody knows how to check the power grid other than an accumulator, let me know. I am going to try something real quick. If I put down one of these, and we're going to have to give it a power pole, and then we connect that to there, can we do the power in here? Everything, anything, each. Yeah, I don't think we can check the power without an accumulator. I don't think it's possible. There's a power switch, which would turn the power on and off, but it's not going to detect how much power there is. Because we have to detect, with the accumulator, you detect how much the accumulator is full. So I don't know if we can shut those off without having the issue of the whole grid going down if we don't have another way of making power. And I really need that for this. So I'm not going to be able to do that part, unfortunately. So let's run back down here. And see what I can figure out. Have we filled back up again? No, we're now full of bitumen, which we can fix that by giving it a better chest. So we can change that out. And that'll give it more of an output. That's staying right at 20. So this keeps running. The problem is, this is like all the sulfur we get just from that running. We don't get a whole lot from this. So we really need a lot more. And those aren't even running at the moment. So we're getting a whole 9 point, well, it's now going up because they turned on, but apparently our ethanol ones over here are giving us the about 10, we'll say. And luckily they don't use that much sulfuric acid, so I'm not even going to worry about turning those off. We have got some bugs doing some bad things. What do I want to do here? I need to set up another one of these, or we could put speed modules in them and just make it work faster. That is also an option. Because we did make them, but I'd much rather just put in a second one. Now, I think we're going to go ahead and just put one right here. Because we can easily just do this and that, and that'll give us plenty over here. And then we'll just do this to give it some power. And then I will copy. Nope. Oh, that's just going to take the power pole. Thought it was going to grab the whole thing. I did not mean to hit that button. I meant to hit this one. So I can just copy this over. They can lay everything out. And then I can do this to connect it all up. We don't need these here. This one I can take out. This one I can take out. That one I cannot take out at the moment because it's equalizing everything, so it's just going to sit there and it'll be fine. And so that'll take care of that little issue. We still have the issue of the bitumen on this side. So I'm going to go ahead and move this over to here. So that'll take care of that. I'll set it up to send it down when we need it. Hopefully there'll be another issue, another use for this bitumen eventually, because we have way more than what we need. But that should keep these two running a bit more regularly, which will get us a bit more sulfur. It's not going to be a lot, but it'll be something. So I'm hoping somewhere in this here, we're going to have another way of making sour gas. Because this really limits how much explosives we can make. I'm not sure if that's their intention or not, but it's definitely done it. But I think this should keep us going. If we're less than 20, you know, this thing turns on and off as it needs to, and then gives us a boost of power. And these can just sit here and run no matter what most of the time. Okay, the silicon carbide bricks is done. There is a gas furnace. Combustion furnace smelts high level materials. Okay, so we're going to need that for a higher level material, apparently. Well, Do we want to do that next? Or do we want to do the motors? I'm thinking we want to do the motors. I'm thinking we're going to do the motors, then we're going to do the electronics. I'm going to skip this concrete because this is reinforced concrete. We don't really need it unless we need it for building something. And then we'll go to this one. And then we'll take care of those two last. Okay, so if we're going to do explosives for rockets, I'm just wondering if there's a way, and I know there is. I'm just trying to think of what way that's going to be. Because I'm thinking about turning these off. If we are below, or if we are above so many. So basically, like, put a detection thing, because that is so many we have through here. And once I get the train thing, I know I sound like a broken record, I know. Once we get the train delivery system stuff set up, this will be completely negated because we can just load them on a train, send them over, and we'll be good. But I'm thinking that we should be able to detect if there are any, say, here. Or we could even put in like a box right here. That actually might be a good idea. And we need to take a look at the green again, it looks like. So if I take these out, and we can just put a tin chest, that's probably going to be plenty there. If I need a bigger one, I'll put one in. But if we do this and let that fill, and then I need to go get some of these pylons, and then I run that all the way back with some red wire, which I'll go ahead and get made here. I run that red wire back there and tell them if that chest is full, don't make any more, is what I'm thinking I'm gonna do. So let me grab these. And I'll probably send it right along that line right there, to be honest. And so your issue is this. So let's see if we can do this real quick. And then copy, mirror it, there we go, mirror it, there you go. One there and one there. Change that out for one of those. And then we can just do that. And change out that one. And we'll do that. And now that'll give us a lot more of those beams. Which now looks like all of those are staying running, which is good. we'll see how that works. We may just have to move this area over a bit and make even more of those beams somewhere else. If it starts filling up, I may put in another one of these, which it looks like it is. So let's just go ahead and do that. Do that. We should not need that at all. Should not need that at all. And that gives us 5, and it looks like that one's actually even going to be still backing up, so we'll put another one in there. And we've got all but one of them running at the moment. Well, that one turned off, but now it's coming back on. So I think once we get it going here, that should just about keep all of them moving. So that looks a lot better. Okay, back to what we were doing. So we're going to take this and we're going to place it here, and then we're going to connect to that chest to there, and then we're going to tell that'll detect it, which is all we want it to do. And now we just need to run these back. They're not really important for power. But they will work for it. And yes, I know I just cut the power. Shit, if I got this. Okay. So that'll connect everything up. Alright, and we're going to go ahead and take that one out. And we're going to put it in there. We're going to take that one out, because it'll be fine. We can take all of these out. And that one there. Take that one out. And this one we'll just put another one right there, and that'll be fine. I'll end up changing that later, but I'm not real worried about it. This is a mess. I should be able to just about do this. Okay, that's really annoying, but it'll work for the moment, because we're going to take this line, which is running all the way up here, and we're going to run it through the track. And I'll do that later. So for right now, I want to actually run this one, for starters, over to there. And then I need to get it down to here, and now I should be able to pop that down through there. So now we want to do all of these connected here. Can you, like, not be a dork, please? Thank too. Okay, so that'll stop feeding once we tell it to. Okay, so all of this, and now we can connect it up to this one, and then I just need to run this all the way back across all of these. Okay, so we got that. Oh, that gives us inserters too. Nice. Alright, let's get the electronics first. I'm definitely going to have to go see what they're beating on, because I've been getting a lot of those things are being damaged. Luckily, nothing's been destroyed yet. But I have been getting a lot of those something is taking damage things. And I don't rather like it. Okay, so now that should have a signal that says 1K military, and that's what we want it to say. So now I go back over here and I can set all of those inserters to if less than 1K, then you can activate. So then it'll take a bit for it to fill the chest back up, but it should be fine. And that means we won't be sitting here making military science packs when we really don't need them. So right now they're off, which is good. Now we need to set this to the military science pack, or explosive analysis pack, sorry. And then if it is less than, and we said that was 1K, so there we go. And now copy that over to all of those, and you see we're backing up on explosives already. So that is glorious. So now this line will be emptying out and into that chest. Now if I set this to 1001, it's going to turn back on. So that shows it is working properly. So there we go. That's what we want. Now we can go ahead and in the next episode, since it took us 40 minutes to do this, we can start on making the rockets. So I will go ahead and run a steel line down here, because that is what we're going to need. We're also going to need circuits. I might do that a little different though. Circuits and steel will be a lot easier up here, so I think I will send the explosives up here rather than sending the steel and the circuits all the way down here. It'll be closer. So I will show you when I get to the next one. One quick thing for those of you that are still here, I did change the setting on this. It was set to anything, and for some reason the anything setting was not working on that chest. But I changed it to the bot, and it instantly started working because I took 8 of them out. I'll show you here real quick. There's only 8 in there. If I take those out, it instantly starts again. I put these in, it turns it off. If I change this back to the anything tag, I take those out, it's still off. And it shouldn't be. I don't know if that's a bug or what's going on. We use the anything all the time in vanilla and it works great. But for some reason, it is not working for that. So I did have to change that to get that to work. And then the other thing I did was I was having a issue with steel. I wasn't getting enough of it coming in down here. And it was because, one, I didn't have a red belt through the center here. And the other reason is I had all of this over here on the end. And even with a red belt, it wasn't able to get the iron from here through there quick enough because it's only half a belt. So I ended up cutting that off, putting it down here, and then tying it in here to the output, jumping this over and connecting that up there. And I've kept my steel belt nice and full ever since I did that. So I'm going to go ahead and start sending up explosives. I may actually reuse this line here and just put explosives on the other side of it that we use for our empty batteries, because they're only ever going to get filled from that side. So I will probably just use that. I do have to figure out how exactly with this mess I'm going to do that. We're probably going to change this a little bit in the next one. Electronic circuit 2 is almost done, so I will start this one next, and I will see you guys next time. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you then. Later.